Welcome back everybody, and when I first made that tier list video, it was day one, there wasn't much testing, only some testing, reading the kits and all that, and doing the maps. But I read your guys' comments, some were very vivid, some more than others, that's for sure. But I rearranged it, I've played with most of the suits now. It's been 2 days. Apparently everybody's an expert now, and I'm in the wrong, for making a day one patch. I mean tier list. You know, they're experts and I'm not, so but I'm still gonna give my opinion either way, it's only been 2 days. Maybe I'm an expert too, who knows. But yeah, after reading the comments, this is the old tier list. I made the video about it. Some of them I still, agree with. Others are very questionable. We'll get into that. There's two of them here that were probably, well, one of them was my biggest crime. And the other one, while I still kind of agree on my pick, I see why people are so glazing the suit, saying it's the best thing since sliced butter. It should be number one. And while I definitely do not think it's number one, Exia is still number one, by the way. There's just no contest. It's Exia. I have reworked it, so let's get into it. It won't be as long as the last one, that's for sure. This is more of a quick summary of rearranging stuff, my opinions change, reading the comments and all that. So let's just get into it. Most of them are still the same, others are not. Narrative is still dead last. Also, I just want to clarify, like I have to say every single time in the comments, there is no bad UR except maybe narrative. Every UR is usable. There is no bad UR. If that is your favorite unit, go ahead and level them up. Perfectly fine. There is no bad option. If they're in the lower tier, that is just, all of this is just my opinion from playing the game. If you have your own opinion, perfectly fine. If you want to put Freedom at number one, you want to put Exia dead last, perfectly fine. But to me, this is my opinion from playing the game more. So just keep that in mind. There is no bad UR except maybe the narrative, but So is my music playing? Yeah, it is. But yeah, let's get into it. Like I said, not many have changed. Narrative is still dead last. Striker is there. I put Gundam on the 12th now. It still does. You could either say Gundam is 11 or 12, just because there's not a lot of tanks. But it doesn't really wow me. You don't really need it at the moment. I feel like having an attacker and supporter team works just fine. It's better to kill the enemy in one shot than wait for them to attack you. Maybe you could argue that in harder missions, in hard mode, Gundam would be pretty useful. But you usually want to save the hard mode missions for last when your team is stronger, so you can clear them faster instead of, having to go through it all with pretty underleveled suits. Like, you want to do the hard mode missions when you're ready, when you're overpowered, just so you can clear them pretty fast and get the rewards. So yeah, I think Gundam is still pretty basic. Like I said, you could put it in 11, no higher than that. Phoenix, the more I read it, the more I'm underwhelmed by it. If you don't know, it reduces the enemy's defense 25% for physical weapons. If IBO was, if there was any IBO top tiers, maybe it would be pretty good, but at the moment, physical just really isn't that great. Usually physical also have beam tags, which guess what? Freedom reduces enemies' beam defense by 25%, and Freedom is just better than the Phoenix in every single way, so I feel like it's a bit redundant. It just feels like a worse Freedom, so So yeah, Phoenix is 11. Sorry about the pause. I'm setting an auto button on my mobile account. I'm playing while talking about the tier list. But yeah, that's Phoenix. Doesn't really wow me. I think New Gundam is better than it, but only by a little bit, just cause its EX reduces enemy defense 25% for special attacks, which if you don't know, special attacks are just funnels. A lot of good funnel suits in the game. Aerial, Phoenix can be good, I guess. New Gundam itself, SAZABI. You could argue that you could move New Gundam higher than Unicorn or Barbados. Perfectly fine. I just think that in terms of supports, there's just way better ones. But yeah, you can move it up here if you really wanted to. I just don't think it's really that useful. There are better options. And that is New Gundam. Unicorn is still the same. Good nuker. I feel like a lot of people sleep on it. It's a really good nuker. The only problem is that it takes a lot of energy, so keep that in mind. Barbados, solid tank, probably the best tank. Not that that's a very large margin. There's not a lot of good tanks. Still solid, still the same place. Crossbone was actually moved down a bit, just because I feel like its RNG element is a little bit redundant. You know, you don't really want to rely on RNG. Also, its range is just slightly lower than I would like, so I moved it a little bit down. Easy 8, my little short king beloved. Its attack potential is still stupidly high. I just think the problem with it is its terrains. It's kind of meh in space, the movement and all that. It's really only going to shine on the ground, and while Iron Blood, you know, the maps are usually on the ground. Not a lot of people are on that map at the moment. You know, there's still a lot of new players and all that. So and mostly all the maps are space in early mid game. And guess what? Easy 8 is not good in space. Its movement is reduced. It just can't really compete up there. Even if it has the damage, the problem is it needs to get to the enemy, which it really can't. But its attack potential is still stupidly high, so I put him a little bit down. He's still really good. I feel like he's really gonna shine in the Iron Blood maps, but not a lot of people are there yet, so they can't really see the potential of him. But it's there, I promise you that. Easy 8 is still good. Anyway, number 5, Le Xian. I moved it down a bit compared to the Freedom. Freedom was at number 5. I feel like, and I'll talk about it why. Its range is still stupidly good. The pilot is stupidly good. It's just that, actually I kind of forgot. I lost my train of thought. Ooh, shut up. We don't need to look at that. I don't want to spoil the top part, but I kind of need to bring out the list real quick. I just feel like Aerial does what this does, but better. Aerial has extra range. It can increase its range by 1. It can literally snipe halfway across the map to inflict its defense down 25%. Unlike the Xian, where the pilot can increase their MP, which can make them into super high. And while that is good, I don't think it really suits its suit. It's a support and it has relatively lower damage than the Aerial. I think the pilot is really good. I just think the suit is a little bit It could be, the pilot is really good like I said, but the suit could be a little bit better. That's what the Aerial is. It's basically the Xian, but better. Anyway, number 4, without spoiling anything, the King, SAZABI. I was definitely a bit too harsh on this. I've seen the light, I've seen the comments, I've seen the light at the end of the tunnel. SAZABI is good, I know. I've used it. I realized the errors of my ways, guys. SAZABI is good. He is not 12th place like I put him originally. That was a huge mislap of judgment, but like I said, that was literally day 1, a couple hours in after just using them a couple times. This is me after I've been using it. It's on my main team. I really like it. The range is just stupid good. Every attacker has the potential to do more damage than it. I just think the SAZABI's range is completely overshadows that damage because, you know, it can snipe halfway across the map, unlike the Easy 8 or the Crossbone or the Unicorn. They just don't have that range. SAZABI does, and does good damage along with it. It's not the best damage, but I think that's the trade-off for the range. Unless you really level up your SAZABI, that's when you'll see the damage. It makes up for it. High investment, high reward. I definitely was a bit too harsh on it. It deserves at least top 5, or you could even argue top 3, but I know people don't want that because I think the freedom is top 3. And I originally put it in 5 until I realized its skill, the one that inflicts beam defense 25, can be stacked with inflict defense 25 down, the aerials. So technically you could have double stacks on the enemy if you're using beam weapons. And guess what? Exia's ultimate is beam, and SAZABI's EX is also beam. So guess what? It makes him way more viable now. Pretty much helps the top tier. Pretty much everything, the top tier units are beam. It's not really a lot of physical or like ballistic weapons at the moment that are top tier. Maybe Ironblood will fix that down the line. But yeah, the inflict down beam 25, and I'm only saying this if you have a support like the Xion or Ariel. Otherwise I think freedom is just okay. I would probably switch him to 5 again and then put Xion like that. If you're not running a support with the freedom, I think you definitely should. Double defense down 50%, hit them with the Exia or the SAZABI, they're dead, or it's gonna do a ton of damage. It's really gonna hurt. Overall, I also like his skills. He has good tanking, good damage. They're not crazy damage or tanking. I think that's the point of this suit. It's a good all-rounder, jack of all trades, master of none. It's there to support. It's not good at one-shot enemies. That's not what it's there to do. I think people are just kind of glazing it a little bit because it's the freedom, but it's still definitely good if you're running an extra support. If you're not running an extra support, I would definitely recommend you should, just for the extra defense down. They really help each other. Like Ariel and Freedom is a really good combo because they work off each other, and then you can throw in your attackers and they can benefit from their defense downs and their support attacks and whatnot. Exia is still number 1. If you play it, you know why. It's just broken. Initially, I just thought that SAZABI's energy would be a problem. It's kinda not. I underestimated the 20% energy consumption. It really helps the SAZABI. I have run out of energy a couple times with it, but it's not crazy as I thought how bad it would be. I think that's just really early level 1 SAZABI. The more you level it, the more energy it gets. It doesn't really seem like a problem anymore now. It's still sort of a problem on the very hard missions that I've been doing, but it's still very useful. I was definitely wrong about the SAZABI. Hell, you could even put it at number 3 if you really wanted to, but I prefer team support more than just plain old damage, because team support will increase damage. So yeah, that is the updated tier list. I will go through it. Alright, ready? Here we go. 14 Narrative, 13 Striker, 12 Gundam, 11 Phoenix, 10 New Gundam, 9 Unicorn, 8 Barbados, 7 Crossbone, 6 Easy 8, 5 Lucian, 4 SAZABI, 3 Freedom, 2 Ariel, and number 1 is Exia. There you go. But yeah, leave your comments. I do read them. If I didn't read them, SAZABI would still be almost last. I realize the light. Your guys' opinions do matter. But let's try to keep it civil. You know, I've seen the comments like, well, actually, I've been playing the game for 2 days and I know every single more than you dumb poo-poo pants. That's not criticism. I want an actual opinion. Say like, well, Freedom does this better than Ariel, or Ariel does this better than Freedom. But like I said, these are all my personal opinions. If you want to leave an opinion that's actually worthwhile, instead of just, well, I like Barbados, it deserves to be number 1. You're dumb. leave a comment. I do read them. If you have your own opinions, perfectly fine. And like I said in the beginning, doesn't really matter. Level up your favorite. At the moment, it doesn't really matter. It's an early game. Until you get to the harder stuff, then it does kind of matter. I do keep, my words are all mixed up. I do keep into account terrain and all that. Just remember terrain. A lot of people don't keep track of terrain. I sure didn't with the Easy 8. I overestimated it. Terrain plays a big part in this game. If you want to pick suits that have really good terrain, like Exia or Aerial or Freedom. But yeah, that is the reworked tier list. If you disagree, say something, an opinion worthwhile. If you don't, then perfectly fine. Anyway, that's about it. Take care, guys.